In this video, I'm going to cover Abyss, or more specifically, what happens in the downtime you'll get between the Cindered side story missions. Now, you can view the map as a whole by pressing R, and as you might note, it's not very big. But after every mission, you get the option to talk to some of the citizens living in Abyss, the units, and resupply. Now, what do I mean by resupply? Down here, you'll have the same things you'll have in the in the monasteries marketplace.
What do you require?
Have a battalion guild, but you'll only be able to replenish your battalions. You won't be able to do much else, so no new battalions, you're stuck with what you've got. You also have a weapon salesperson who sells quite a bit of weapons, actually. But don't go too overboard, because you only start with 10,000 gold, and some of these items can be pretty expensive.
Come back soon.
You also have an item shopkeeper. Now, there's a big difference between this item shopkeeper and the monasteries. There are no seals. As you noted or you probably may have noted when you started the side story, all your classes are maxed out to some extent, and you can't switch classes. So if you don't like playing with a sword, Byleth as a swordsmaster, tough luck. You're stuck with that the whole game.
Hey there.
Now, you can also forge new weapons or repair at a blacksmith. Now, you probably have noticed that after every mission you get 30 smithing stones. It's very good for repairing, and it's a lot cheaper than buying a new weapon.
Come back anytime.
The good news, though, is that
Welcome.
after every mission, there will be a couple of bullions.
Many thanks. Will this one do? Many thanks.
They have no real purpose other than just taking up inventory
Will
space,
this one do? Many thanks.
and they can provide
Come
a
back
good amount of
soon.
provisions, or gold for the future, I should say. Now, I'm not going to talk to everyone, but the other places that are relevant, and to be honest, there aren't that many, will be the quarters. Now, depending on which Byleth you picked, it will be the women's or the men's quarters. You get to change whether they are their class or their monastery outfit. If you chose the male Byleth, this is the room you change it in. It's nothing more than cosmetics. Now, the other interesting part is scrap heap. So I'll talk to Ash to trigger
It looks like
this.
this is where the people of Abyss leave their unwanted belongings. I didn't expect to find much, but there's actually plenty of gear we could salvage. I'm told we can take anything we can use, so it might be good to check on it now and again.
You can find a few rusted items after every mission, and sometimes you'll find something valuable in the scrap heap. It's always a good place to check because you can repair a scrap heap weapon into an iron weapon, which is significantly cheaper than buying your own.
Hey there.
Observe. Oops. I picked the wrong item. You can forge your rusted sword into an iron sword for 210
Come back anytime.
gold. Whereas if you tried to buy it,
Welcome.
it'd be double the price. Of course, it's an iron sword, but you're going to be forging and repairing a lot more than you are buying weapons. That being said, don't be afraid to buy a weapon. Especially for armored units, you're really going to need those. Don't worry too much about mounted units. They are strong, but they're not as big of a problem as armored units are. And that's really all you get Abyss for the Cindered Shadows side story. Now there will be more about Abyss later, and I don't mean this in a joking manner. There will be more about Abyss later, should you defeat complete the side story, and you'll get to visit Abyss in the main game. But for now, this is all you can really do in Cindered Shadows, other than just talk to some of the students and the residents of Abyss. After every mission, don't forget to sell your bullions. There's no point hanging on to them. You don't keep anything once the side story is finished. And even if you finish the side story, you don't keep anything from the past save from the past save file. It starts fresh. So whatever you need or don't need, sell it, turn it into something better. There really is no point in hanging on to things. Well, that's all there is to know about Abyss in the Cindered Shadows walkthrough. I mean, other than the obvious fact that the citizens and the situation will change as the side story progresses, have fun exploring Abyss, and make sure to use this as your rest stop every now and then, because you're really going to need to resupply your battalions, buy new weapons, and really consider what your characters need to do going forward. I'll catch you in the next video, where we will be covering the second battle.